Hey, I know it's been a hot minute since I've done a tutorial, but this is going to be the basics of doing fixed 45s for glovers. And this will probably be a multi-part thing, just so I can kind of more in-depth cover uh, just the little ins and outs and what you can do with it. This one will just be on the getting the basic positioning of the fixed 45 and uh, getting it really nice and tidy so that it does look good with gloves on. Because a lot of digiters, they'll do it like this, which you can get away with and it looks fine with just fingers. But when you have gloves on, that makes the lights point back at you, away from the viewer, which is not what you want to be happening. So they'll end up only seeing the outermost finger. What you want is this, which is kind of more open, and it's also bigger, which tends to look nicer. And also you want to make sure that all of your fingernails, the tops of your fingernails, are pointing straight out, which means that, say if you have clear casings, they're going to see not just the tip of the light but your entire case. So when you go to do the fixed 45 waves, it's going to leave a huge fat trail, just a big giant V. And to get this positioning, what I suggest is taking one hand, evenly spreading apart your fingers on it, or on one finger if you want, that works too. And you just tilt it. And then you can pull this hand back and or push this one forward. Oh, finger slipped a little bit. But you want to get into that position, hold it at a 45-degree angle, and make sure that this palm is facing straight that way. And just hold it there until you can take your hand off and hold it comfortably. And you don't want it to be too tense. If it's too tense, either your fingers are going to get pulled in, your fingertips, or your hand's going to start shaking, and that's just bad in general. And once you get that, do the same for that direction. And do the same, just push or pull, get those fingers straight, hold it there for a little bit until it's comfortable, and then slowly work on taking your brace away. And from there, you want to work on being able to do this, which is just keeping one finger isolated and going back and forth. And you're going to go through this midpoint where your fingers are pretty much in this like claw position. You never want them to close in or open totally up. They're just going to kind of go into this that you originally started at and then go over to here. So that's the same as doing this, but without assistance. And just do a little more. You want to do the same for the top. I a lot of times would use my index finger. It's just easier to see on the camera if I use my whole hand. And then after that, you get your hands together. You can put them like this, make a big ball, and then twist your hands so that this palm is going to be facing kind of that way and the other one is like that way. So your palms are at 90 degrees. And then you can, tilt it around, and then you want to work on that. And notice how this finger is all the way out, the pinkies are pulled in, and my fingernails are all facing straight out. That's what you want. You want to work on doing that while keeping all the fingertips isolated, as well as doing it one hand at a time. And when you do this, your second hand acts as a brace for the one that's moving, which is very good for practice. And you can even crawl, point isolate pinkies, turn it, and I'm not going to get into waves yet, but that is pretty much fix 45s without any digital liquid application. That is just the basic positioning, and that is what you should be drilling a lot at first. It takes a while, so be patient with it. I hope you like this tutorial, and the next one will be on the waves.